Hello and welcome back to Boring Dad Gaming, where today we're going to be playing some more Moses and Plato, last train to Clawville. We're going to be talking to the new character, Diva Latuna. She's asked to speak to us, so we'll do that now just to catch up. We've got 2 time units available to the next big event, whatever that's going to be. I can't use my senses at the moment, so we'll just, I guess, click on anything in the meantime that's around.
Pierre really went all in with this.
No wonder he was so excited about the Diva's arrival.
This must have cost a fortune.
Well, we got the smallest cabin on the whole train.
Don't be greedy, dear Plato. I'm sure you'll be able to travel in a similar carriage one day.
Of course, Moses. Especially if we can avoid prison. Is there really a water-filled room inside the room? I'm going crazy.
Living with aquatic animals has been impossible for centuries, but it seems to be becoming more and more common as technology advances.
It's true that in Clawville, you see more and more water tubes running alongside the roads, and tanker trucks are also running more frequently.
See? There's nothing special about it, but the technology is still in its infancy.
Still, such a fuss over a single passenger.
Yes, well, Miss Latuna is not just a star, but apparently also has serious political influence.
So this is a seabed. What? I bet Herringway is your favorite. What?
They could have done with giving the voice actors more direction on that, because he's obviously supposed to be saying, "What?" As if like, "What do you mean? Come on." But, yeah. Obviously they're just presented with the script and they don't always know the sort of context behind what they're saying, I think.
Mirror, mirror, wise and sane, who is the killer on this train?
It's you, Moses Wildflower.
Plato, that's not funny.
Sorry, just slipped out.
Oops. There we go. We have wig.
A wig for fish?
Don't be so narrow-minded. Why not? Just imagine how majestically it would float in the water.
Actually, you have a point. Do you think it would be intrusive if I asked Miss Latuna to try it on and show us?
Yes.
Yes, I think it would.
Eh.
So we got some jewels.
I see the diva already feels at home.
Even if it's only a few days' trip. These celebrities, they think the world is at their feet.
I would never want that kind of fame.
Well, if we solve this case, we might get some. And I could handle it.
Don't get your hopes up, my dear friend. Whatever the outcome of this journey, the Crown of Clawville will certainly try with all its might to keep it a secret.
You're a real party pooper, Moses.
I know.
Alright, let's talk to the lady herself, huh?
Ma'am, here we are.
Since you are police officers, I thought I would turn to you.
Yes, ma'am. Of course. How can we help you?
I wanted to see Ambassador Ignat, as he's an old personal friend of mine.
A personal friend?
But that insect.
Pierre.
Yes, Pierre. Well, he won't let me see him. He keeps saying that the ambassador isn't feeling well and things like that.
Well, we can confirm that.
Nonsense. What's a little headache? Ignat and I haven't seen each other in years. I'm sure he's looking forward to seeing me too.
Well, yes, certainly. But
I insist. Sort it out. I want to see him in half an hour. I'll powder my nose in the meantime.
Ow.
Am I clear?
But...
No buts. Please don't waste my time. Chop, chop. Tell the ambassador I'm coming.
Yes, ma'am. We'll take care of it.
We will? Really?
Really.
Good. So, what are you waiting for?
We'll take care of it? Really?
I have to admit I haven't quite figured out how yet.
You don't say. Now we're in deep, deep shit.
Don't worry, my dear friend. We'll think of something. But since we're here, we might as well look around a bit.
Sure. We've got all the time in the world.
Is that sarcasm?
What do you think?
So, you've known Ambassador Ignat for a long time?
He was a young soldier when we met. You see, the Stavonian forces were stationed in Nautica for quite some time, during that ugly naval conflict with the Grassmore fleet.
And is that where you became friends?
More than friends.
Oh dear.
Please don't get the wrong idea. We just formed a really important and close bond there.
And then? Did you keep in touch?
On and off. You know my professional life and Ignat's political career and all those nasty wars. That's why I'm so looking forward to us finally seeing each other again.
I understand.
Certainly. I would feel the same way.
Why are you acting so strangely?
Ah, too many prunes for breakfast. They give me gas.
I see. Is that a landlubber thing?
Oh, yes, ma'am. It is. This room is truly amazing.
Well, I can't deny it. I have to admit, the Express have outdone themselves.
Compliments aren't her strong suit. Am I right?
I beg your pardon?
Nothing.
So, tell me, where are you staying in Clawville?
I heard that a prestigious hotel exclusively for aquatic animals has recently opened. The Neptunian. With luxury aquatic rooms and corridors.
Really? I hadn't heard that.
Your country is slowly moving towards enlightenment. And perhaps the so-called Clawvillian dream.
Haven't we already been living that way?
Oh, come on. You keep preaching about peaceful coexistence, while your city is the most dangerous place in all the wilderness. I hear the police even have a special predatory division. I mean, how barbaric!
Well, I can't deny that.
See?
I'm listening, Chief. So, how do we get out of this?
You remember that I mentioned several times how good you are at imitating voices?
Yeah, although I don't think it's true. But yes, I remember.
And do you also remember that Miss Latuna said she hadn't seen Ambassador Ignat in a long time?
Uh-huh.
And do you also remember how much junk there is in poor Honk Honk's room? Fancy clothes, for example?
Of course.
And also that Pierre very cleverly hinted to Miss Latuna that Ambassador Ignat wasn't feeling very well.
Yes.
So, put the pieces together.
What pieces? Imitating voices? Saw him a long time ago? All kinds of clothing? Not feeling well? Oh, what? Don't tell me.
Yes, my dear friend, you will pretend to be Ambassador Ignat behind a screen and Miss Latuna will believe you.
But that's crazy.
Yes, but it's the only crazy thing that might work.
Eh.
No buts, my friend. Just a short performance. You'll pretend to be sick so you can't have contact with Miss Latuna, and maybe even your voice will be a little different. You'll say a few nice words, how good it is to see each other, and then the meeting is over. Tomorrow we'll arrive in Clawville anyway. Well, what do you say?
That you've gone completely mad on this journey. But somehow I can understand.
Fantastic. Let's get ready. The half hour will soon be up.
Dress up Plato using nearby objects. Only the silhouettes must match. Okay. Okay. Fine. We'll play dress up Plato. Oh my god, look at you. He's a tubby little boy, isn't he? Alright, so let's think about the hat. Bucket? And the feather duster?
No way.
Bucket's kind of the wrong way around though, isn't it? Can I flip it?
Yeah, all right.
I guess we'll go with it for now. He needs like brushes on his shoulders. What we got?
Nah.
That kind of works.
What?
Need like feathers.
No way. No way.
So what's the deal with that?
What?
Oh, I see.
What? What? Yeah, all right. Nah.
He needs.
What? Nah.
Not bad, but
Yeah, all right. Nah.
is that good? I think that's it. Oh, it says is that my accuracy? It's not quite at 100 yet.
Yeah, all right. Not really.
What am I? Is it because? Ah, okay, no, it does want.
No way. Not really. No way. What? Nah. No way.
What am I missing?
Yeah, all right. No way. Not really. Nah. Yeah, all right. Not really. Nah. Not really.
I don't get it. That's as close as I think I can make it. I want to be able to flip the bucket, but
No way. Not really. Nah. Not really. Yeah, all right.
oh, that might be better actually. Is that better?
Not really.
There we go. It wasn't the beans, it was the suction cup. All right.
Ignat? Is that really you? What happened to you?
Just a nasty cold, my dear. Nothing serious.
Your voice sounds awful. I hardly recognize you.
Really?
Well, I guess it's gone down to my throat.
Surely.
How have you been lately?
How have I been lately? We haven't seen each other in years, and that's what you ask me. Huh. I see you haven't changed a bit.
See, that's just the way I am. Good old Ignat.
Yes, good old Ignat.
So, I'll see you in Clawville then, my love. I'll be better by then. But now, if you'll excuse me.
Okay, enough of this. You didn't seriously think I'd fall for this ruse.
No, I don't understand. Sweetie?
Sweetie. Oh, enough of this charade. If anyone knows drama and bad actors, it's me.
So,
Are we busted?
Oh, that is an understatement. And I want answers now. I'll be waiting for you in my room.
Well, that worked fantastically. You're a genius, Moses.
Well, we had to try it. I didn't hear you suggest a better idea.
You're right. But I don't like making a fool of myself.
You didn't have to. But really? Sweetie?
I had to improvise something. There was a slight chance it would work.
Uh-huh.
We're gonna get a serious dressing down. I feel like a bad kid.
Look on the bright side, Plato. While we're there, we can question the diva more thoroughly. We can find out exactly why she's here. I have a feeling that it has something to do with the murders in some strange, convoluted way.
Yeah, but remember one thing, Moses. Our clock is ticking. We'll be in Clawville tomorrow. And if we don't find all the answers...
Yes, then I'll be the prime suspect.
And what if it's the clucking chicken police that arrest you?
That would be foul. You can't let that happen, dear friend.
No way. I'd rather kill you if I have to.
That won't be necessary.
Okay.
That counted as a key event. Whereabouts are we? Are we going to have to talk to the tuner? Is that going to be it?
We found ourselves back in Miss Latuna's private quarters. It was getting dark, but we were still under the ocean, in a room that contained its own little private sea. It was poetic and surreal. There stood before us the diva herself, Baroness and Starfish, who, now realizing we had tried to deceive her, seemed even more frightening than ever. What were we going to do? How could we turn this situation to our advantage? Many questions swirled around in my head, but I was sure that more lies would only draw us deeper into the depths. So, the moment of truth had come. And since we were already here, I had a few pointed questions up my sleeve.
Well, here they are. The pride of the Clawvillian crown, no less.
Look, Miss Latuna, we can explain.
I was hoping you would. So, how did Ignat die? And when, exactly?
Uh-huh. How do you know he's dead?
I spoke to him last night. His ghost visited me. You see, I can talk to the dead.
Oh, please. Not you two.
If you knew all along that the ambassador was dead, why did you let us play this charade?
I was curious to see what you would do, and what that would reveal about you.
And what does that tell you about us?
That you fear the consequences as much as I do, and that you didn't do it.
What? Why? We acted exactly as someone trying to cover their tracks would. No body, no crime.
I can see your aura, Moses Wildflower. I know for a fact that you would never be capable of murder. Not willingly, anyway.
Willingly.
Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate it. Although I'm not so sure myself.
I think it's time we had a talk. I imagine you're interested in why Ignat ended up on this journey. Beyond the obvious.
The obvious.
Beyond the fact that I was his lover.
Ah! Yeah, that was obvious.
So, any questions? Now comes the interrogation, am I right? I've always been interested in how this really works.
Well, yes. Just relax. You are not a suspect. We just want to understand your role in this whole story.
Come at me, gentlemen.
Alrighty. Well, let's do the observations first, right?
Miss Latuna Oysterhouse. Are we questioning her? Or is she questioning us? I'm not sure. Maybe both at the same time. Either way, I'll need all my experience and, of course, all the knowledge I've gathered so far if I want to get the whole truth out of her. Take a deep breath. This is going to be a deep dive. So, you're saying that your relationship was romantic. How real was it?
Real? You mean physical?
Well, yes. Sort of.
You're not embarrassed, are you, detective?
A little. I admit, this topic makes me uncomfortable.
Just think about it. How real and physical can a relationship be when you're 1,000 miles apart?
Not that much.
Very good. Well done, detective. Your powers of deduction are most outstanding.
Thank you.
Let's look at observations first. Latuna's face constantly wears a mask of superiority. She seems to think of everyone as inferior beings. At least that's how she presents herself. Her heart beats slowly and steadily, though somewhat differently than us land animals, so I find it a little difficult to read anything from her. She's like a statue, like the heroic female figure of a painting, as if in every moment of her existence she is preparing to do something great, something sublime. Okay. Let's just start with the top one.
Would you mind telling us how it all started between you two?
As I said, it was a long time ago. We were both young. Ignat was a highly ambitious soldier. At that time, he was just a corporal in the Stavonian Navy. I was singing in a club. You know, land animals were rare in Nautica back then. We were both exotic to each other.
I think I understand. And how long did this last between you?
The Stavonian forces were only stationed there for 2 years. Then one day, he was ordered home.
And you haven't seen each other since?
Only twice, when life brought us together. But we mostly kept in touch by letter. Ignat never missed a month. His letters arrived on time for almost 20 years.
I can start out by saying it's a lie, and then I can see if there's anything that matches up. I think we just cancelled it.
I see. I think you're telling the truth. Or rather, you really believe what you're saying.
You're a living lie detector, aren't you?
Well, I use all my senses when I question someone. The actual questions and answers are really only part of the whole thing.
Just do what you think is best, detective. I have nothing to hide.
Okay, well, we got a positive thing for that, so I guess it was correct.
Did Ignat's family know about your relationship?
You're fishing for sordid details, aren't you? I thought you were a detective, not a tabloid hack.
Please, this is indeed an important issue given the current circumstances.
Ignat's family didn't know I existed, but I knew a lot about them from his letters. I knew his wife, Capia, almost as a friend. He wrote so much about her.
And Kunya, his daughter?
I only knew she existed, but he never talked about her in detail.
He didn't seem very emotional, at least when it came to his own child.
Or maybe their relationship was so pure that he didn't want to involve her in something as sinful and secretive as ours was. But either way, family came first for Ignat. I'm sure of that.
We'll say lie on the basis that I don't think it was true. The frosty relationship, I think, right?
Unfortunately, I cannot agree with that, and neither can Ignat's only daughter. According to Kunya, her father was always cold and distant towards her, and even despised her.
Oh, that spoiled little brat. Just as her father described her.
But you just said he didn't write about her.
Well, just a few passing thoughts. After Capia's death, when Kunya was only 7 years old, they lost all contact, and the girl also lost her faith in Stavonia, and in her father. Rumor has it that she longs to go straight to Clawville, that hotbed of filth and crime.
Thank you on behalf of all my fellow Clawvillian citizens.
Okay.
What was the purpose of your meeting in Clawville?
Oh, please. It's not proper to ask a lady such questions. The delights of my bedroom are my own personal business.
I'm afraid you misunderstand me, but that's also a kind of answer. So, would it have just been a brief encounter? Or were you planning something more long-term?
I admit I don't know myself. Ignat tended to make promises in his letters. I don't know how serious he was about what he said.
So he promised you something?
Oh, he always promised. He said his wife had been dead for a long time, and maybe it was time for him to remarry.
So he would have married you?
He only hinted at it. But I'm not a naive girl. I didn't take it completely seriously. I didn't even care. I just wanted to see him at last, alive and well.
I'm sorry that won't be possible.
Me too, Detective. Me too.
How do you think the animals saw Ambassador Ignat?
What do you mean? I don't quite understand the question.
Since someone killed him, he must have had some detractors, enemies even. And let's face it, many people weren't all that surprised by the crime.
I don't understand what you're getting at. He was a gentleman through and through. Many may have envied him, but everyone who knew Ignat loved him.
That's a lie. I mean, it could be any number of things. Probably that one the closest, though.
We heard and experienced exactly the opposite. Ignat treated and spoke to everyone condescendingly. What's more, there were rumors circulating about his horrific acts during the war.
Well, maybe. He was a somewhat divisive figure.
Divisive? That's putting it mildly. There are plenty of people on this train who had a motive to get rid of him, and it wasn't because he was loved and popular.
All right, yes. Ignat was tough, ruthless and fearless, but he was almost a demigod among animals. He couldn't stand those who existed on levels below him. How could you understand that? Only the powerful understand the terrible and terribly lonely burden that comes with power.
Well, that was honest, and scary, and rude. But thank you anyway.
You're welcome. Anytime.
Do you think Ignat's death could have been politically motivated?
What else could it have been? As a private individual, he was a truly charming and unblemished person.
Unblemished, apart from the secret affair and war crimes.
Alleged war crimes.
I was hoping you wouldn't deny the affair, at least.
Look, he may not have been a perfect animal, but he certainly didn't deserve such a disgraceful end.
It's a lie.
I never said that, Miss Latuna. Did Ignat ever mention an assassination plot against him?
Come on. Ignat would never have believed that anyone was capable of doing such a thing. That anyone would have the courage to commit such an atrocity.
Really?
Really. He believed that everyone would work together for peace on this journey. And he always saw only the good in animals. Even those who had previously been his enemies.
Really?
Yes, really.
It's a lie. Probably the hostility between the two embassies. Probably that one.
Wrong. I don't know if you're lying on purpose or if you're really that naive.
I beg your pardon.
Let me explain. Not only was Ignat not a true believer in peace, as he repeatedly stated, but he firmly believed that someone would try to take his life during the trip. By someone, he mainly meant the Torogo delegation.
That's impossible. He wasn't like that at all.
Look, ma'am, I'm sorry to say this, but the person who emerges from his letters probably wasn't even remotely similar to the real flesh and blood version.
Take that back.
These are just facts, Miss Latuna. Facts cannot be taken back. At most, they can be ignored.
You are a vile, slick, sick fox, Moses Wildflower.
I am a servant of the truth, ma'am. Nothing more. Nothing less.
Okay.
What was the ambassador's position on the war?
He was against it, of course. Why do you think he took part in this peace mission?
Some say the opposite, that Stavonia sent him there just to show off its power. After all, we are talking about a general who led conquering campaigns.
Well, that's exactly the point. When such a dangerous man of high caliber is capable of laying down his arms, it becomes the greatest gesture toward peace.
Really? Well, that's an interesting perspective, I must admit.
No matter how terrible the rumors about him were, Ignat would have done anything for peace. He almost despised violence.
It's a lie.
We heard and experienced exactly the opposite. Ignat treated and spoke to everyone condescendingly. What's more, there were rumors circulating.
Well, maybe.
Divisive?
Oh, all right.
Well, that was...
You're welcome.
Okay. Weird that we had that twice.
Did Ignat himself ask you to join the journey?
To be honest, Ignat wasn't really keen on meeting the Fox King.
You mean King Hector III?
That's what I said. So he wanted me, apart from the fact that my presence alone elevates any event, to be a kind of mediator.
So you already knew the king?
I met him a few times, yes. So I was the link between him and Ignat.
Strange. I wouldn't have thought that the great and powerful Ignat would be afraid of a king.
Afraid? He was just afraid of saying something that might start a war.
Well, yes, that fits the picture better.
But also, I was going to say, it's a lie.
What did the ambassador say to you after his death?
So you want to know what Ignat's ghost said? Well, you don't believe in ghosts, do you, detective?
I wouldn't say that. but what such a presence said to you could still be important information.
You're an eternal skeptic, aren't you? You only believe what you see.
Or what I perceive with any of my primary senses, yes.
What about your sixth sense?
I get along just fine with 5, thank you.
Well, unfortunately, the message was vague and dreamlike.
Of course.
You know, a serious conversation with a ghost requires serious preparation.
As is well known.
Unfortunately, apart from letting me know that he had died, he couldn't tell me much else. It was more of a feeling that he left behind.
More than a feeling.
A feeling? What kind of feeling?
A feeling of great power. Someone who seems to tower over this entire journey. A force that moves and influences others.
It's Plato.
I see. I think you're telling the truth. Or rather, you really believe what you're saying.
You're a living lie detector, aren't you?
Well, I use all my...
Just do what you...
What do you think? Could you summon Ambassador Ignat for us again?
You mean hold a seance?
Would you be able to do that?
Well, yes, of course. But I'll need a few things.
And what are they?
In order for the seance to be perfect and lasting, we need someone who has seen a ghost, other than myself, of course. Someone with a strong heart and faith, and someone who is pure and innocent, like white snow.
So we need 3 people.
Besides us, yes, exactly.
We can probably manage that.
Good. I'll get everything ready. Ooh, we're in for an exciting night.
Yes, I'm sure of that.
Oh, we got to 100. Very nice. Okay.
A seance? What's gotten into you, Moses? It must be the pressure down here underwater. It must have gone to your nerves.
Not at all, my dear friend. It's perfectly logical. It doesn't matter whether the ghost is real or not. Don't you understand?
No, not really.
The point is what Miss Latuna will say, not who it actually comes from.
If you say so. And who will be the 3 lucky ones we bring to this little seance?
Someone who has seen a ghost.
Baron.
The Baron?
Yeah.
That's obvious.
Someone with a strong heart and faith.
Perhaps Mujara's
He hasn't got a
Separ,
strong heart. Yeah, so
or
we'll bring
rather his
Barney.
pretty assistant.
We wanted to talk to her anyway. And the 3rd person, who is as pure as the
Cassandra.
driven snow.
It's gotta be Cassandra.
That can only be Miss Faye.
Yeah.
That woman is as innocent as a bunny rabbit.
Then we have everyone.
Moses,
Yes, my dear friend.
it's gonna be a long night.
And haunting. But let's hope we make a breakthrough in the case at least.
Yeah, because if we don't, we might turn into ghosts ourselves before we reach Clawville.
Okay. Okay, well let's just catch up a little bit with our thoughts, shall we? Do, 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 do. It's good, see the end of the sea, blah blah blah. Alright. I think we get into it, so Plato? Maybe we go and talk to the three people we want to bring along, I guess. Nothing in the caboose. Basil's gone. Let's go talk to Farney first.
Let's see. let's see.
I just wondered if he might say anything different about that plant now. He knows we had the message in the secret box.
My dear, all alone?
Mujara Separ wasn't feeling well. He asked Pierre for a quiet cabin and is taking a nap there.
Something happened to him?
Nothing really unusual, just... I think he's been worn out by the quite wild events of the last few days.
Well, I can understand that. I could use a cabin of my own, an aspirin, and a good swig of whiskey.
Well, let's hope Separ will be all right soon.
Let's hope so. He's been acting so strangely lately.
Strangely?
Just more agitated than usual. I guess it's all the stress of the peace negotiations and now these awful murders.
And it doesn't help that the Tarokians had plenty of motive.
Plato?
No, he's right. You're right, Mr. Palladius. If anyone could gain from all this, it would be us.
I know you would never do such a thing, and I wouldn't suspect Separ either.
Thank you, Detective.
Just Moses.
Moses.
He's either figured it out and is lulling her into
we
a
have work
false
to
sense
do.
of security,
Moses.
or he's being incredibly
Oh,
naive.
yes. Let's see.
Let's ask about Dakota.
We found something in the secret box.
You mean the Never Forget box?
Oh, yes, of course. Silly me.
Jeez, Moses.
So, we found something in the Never Forget box. It was a kind of decoder, and when we solved it, we found a word.
A word? Really? How exciting!
The word was Malvaceae hibberconia.
Oh, how strange. Really? That's the name of the flower we keep here under the cloche.
Exactly, my dear. Can you tell me why you are so protective of this plant? And why is it with you on this journey?
Of course. This plant is extremely rare and, moreover, wonderfully beautiful. That is why we are taking it to King Hector as a special gift from Tarogo.
And could you tell me who ordered you to do so?
It was Mujara Separ himself. He asked us to find the most special flower that Tarogo could produce.
And you...
And I knew right away what it would be. You know how much I love plants, especially flowers. Just like you, Mr. Wildflower.
Just call me Moses. Wildflower. I see. Yes, so you don't know why the name of the flower was inside a hidden decoder. Don't you find that rather strange?
I do, Moses. It's extremely strange. It's a rare plant, but I don't know why anyone would go to such lengths to hide its name. But maybe the Separ could help you.
Can we visit him in his cabin?
I'm afraid you'll have to wait until he's feeling better.
He's
We
dead.
understand. Thank you, dear.
She killed
We'll
him.
Do just that.
Maybe.
You're welcome, Moses.
My dear, may we ask you a question? Or rather make a request?
Of course, Moses. Anytime.
You see, Madame Latuna, our new passenger, would like to hold a seance.
A what?
A kind of spirit calling, during which she believes she can communicate with the ghost of Ambassador Ignat, and I'd like you there.
Oh, that sounds terrifying. I suddenly feel a chill.
Don't worry, dear. I'll be there. I'll keep an eye on you.
You mean you'll take care of me if I get scared?
More than that, my dear. If you want, I won't even let go of your hand.
Here we go.
But why did you think of me?
Madame Latuna said we need someone with strong faith and a strong heart.
And you thought of me?
Immediately, my dear.
Well, I don't know what to say. How could I refuse such an invitation? I'll be there, Moses.
My heart is racing, my dear. Thank you. This will be a great help in finally finding the real culprit.
So you don't think it was you?
Well, I don't know. I'm still unsure.
But you have to believe in yourself, Moses. I can see into your soul, and I know you wouldn't be capable of such a thing.
Do you really mean that?
Should I leave?
I mean it, Moses.
Miss Fanny,
I'll leave. Just let me know.
Yes, Moses? What did you want to say?
I don't know. It just...
Hello? Can anyone hear me?
just... No one has ever spoken.
Really?
Oh,
That's awful.
It has been.
wasn't sure if
Until
I
now.
accidentally zoomed
All
in.
right, Chief. I'll wait outside.
My dear,
Oh, it's the game zooming in.
Yes?
thank you.
You're welcome, Moses.
I'll see you in Madame Latuna's compartment.
I'll be there.
I can't wait.
Hairy, scaly, feathery, fluffy heavens, save me!
Alright, okay. Game's laying on a little bit thick between those two, I think. But, sure. Let's see the actors.
Dear Miss Fay, may we ask you a question?
Is it about Miss Latuna? You see, I've never met her in person, but I'm a huge admirer of her work. She's a true diva.
That's for sure.
Well, yes, that's exactly why we're here.
Really? Oh, that's fantastic.
We'd like to invite you to a seance.
To a... what?
A seance to summon a spirit, a ghost.
For the wilderness, that sounds terribly exciting. And very scary, too.
Miss Latuna asked us to find someone who fits a certain description.
And that is?
We need to find someone who is as pure as the driven snow.
Oh. Well, I'm very honored that you thought of me, but I'm not perfect. Oh, far from it. I have my sins, too.
Which are?
Plato, please. Of course. You don't have to tell me if you don't want to.
Although most of the time I really feel just like prey to the others, I do have a dark side. Most people just see me as an easily exploited, fragile little bunny, or a fleeting beauty who's just been picked up by the world, only to be thrown away just as quickly. Because of this, I often feel very vulnerable. But that's only one side of the coin.
What do you mean?
I'm also capable of behaving like a predator towards others. I drove my first assistant crazy. The next one almost attacked me. I treated her so badly and mean. I'm currently working on my third assistant, and she doesn't deserve to be treated so badly either.
And now, something changed?
Somehow, on this very journey, I realized it is easy to play the victim, yet I now see that I have victims too. So no, detectives, I'm not as pure as the driven snow.
You just proved that you are, dear Miss Fay. Or at least you are striving to be.
Exactly. You recognize your mistake and are trying to correct it. Believe me, ma'am, that is a very rare and valuable trait.
Indeed. And it's never too late to change.
You're right, Moses.
Well, thank you, gentlemen. I don't think it'll be that easy, but you've convinced me. I will go with you to the seance if that's what you need.
Thank you, Miss Fay.
nothing too important there, I don't think. So we want to go see Le Baron.
Dear Baron.
Oh, it's you again? Like leeches?
Yes, sorry to bother you. We thought you might be interested in a seance.
Oh, what?
A seance. You know, summoning spirits and that sort of mumbo-jumbo.
Well, of course I'm interested. I spend all day talking to spirits. Why wouldn't I be interested?
That's fantastic news. Madame Latuna needs someone who is knowledgeable in this field.
Well, you've come to the right someone, gentlemen. I'm at your service. No, you're not. You're not going anywhere.
Excuse me?
Shh, be quiet. I'm going to the seance and that's final. No, you're not. What, am I not enough for you anymore?
Baron, please, we...
Leave it, Moses. He's gone off the deep end.
Don't make a scene, Artemisia. It's just a seance. Just a seance? Huh. And what am I then? Just a ghost? No, I don't mean it like that. I don't care. You can go wherever you want. But Artemisia, dear sister, don't go.
Well, did she leave?
Yes, she's royally offended because of you and your stupid seance.
We hope you'll be able to appease her.
Why are you egging him on?
So, we can't count on you.
What? Of course you can. Artemisia will calm down and I'll help you, because without me, it will surely fail anyway.
Yeah, surely.
So, when do we start?
Oh, we got a new ask topic, so let's do that.
Just one more thing, dear Baron. Have you ever heard the name Malvaceae Hippoconia?
What? Is that some kind of magic spell?
No, not at all. It has nothing to do with seances or ghosts. We found it in a strange decoder.
Oh, please don't bore me with such nonsense. All this detective routine is making me sleepy.
This is an extremely important detail in our investigation. Are you sure you haven't heard of this? Or do you have any idea or even a hunch what it might be?
You people are really hard to get rid of, aren't you? You're right, dear brother.
I see. So you don't know. Well, thank you anyway.
Okay, sure. Goodbye.
Okay, well, I think we'll leave it there. When we back out of here, I suspect we'll be going straight into the seance, which we'll leave for the next episode. That could well lead us into our finale as well, which would be quite interesting. Last chance for people to leave any theories in the comments. I mean, I've, for the last few episodes, been fairly convinced that it's Farney and the plant they keep under that glass dome as the means of subliminally persuading or hypnotizing Moses into having pulled the trigger. Yeah, you know, I think that's where we're going with this, but if you have any alternative thoughts, you know, let me know. I'm not guaranteed to be right by any means. It's just kind of what I'm sort of leaning towards at the moment. But yeah, look forward to hearing that. If you've enjoyed this episode, as I hope you have, if you could hit that like button as well, that'd be fantastic. And, you know, big thank you, big shout out as well to our channel members for supporting Boring Dad Gaming, and it's massively appreciated. If anyone else is interested in checking out memberships and gaining earlier access to my videos, that'd be brilliant as well. So thanks very much once again, and I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.